Hey, want to know how to hold irregular shaped parts? Let me show you how. So here we have a typical lifter, which is for an injection mold. As you can see, the bottom shape is irregular. The walls are drafted and nothing is really straight. So we need to do some machining on the top of this piece today, but there's not a real good way to hold it. So bring on the Rapid Holding System's flexible pin vise. So the way the flexible pin vise works is these pins actually take the shape of whatever the part that you're putting in there. If you can see, I'll push the pins in, I tighten the set screw, and it actually keeps the shape of the part. So for this application, it's excellent. So when I release the screw, the pins go back to their normal shape. We want to do some machining on this part today. I'll put the part in the vise. So this is actually a self-centering vise where the jaws collapse on the part. So the pins are actually collapsing as I'm tightening up the vise. Once we got enough of the shape on the parts, we can start to tighten up the pins. Now, these ones will stay stationary and this face will still move. You can see the pins are actually taking shape of the angle that's on the part. Now I can tighten these pins up. So when I tighten these up, what that does is it makes the pins go from movable to actually stationary. So now the pins, by tightening this up, are actually locked into that shape of the part. So this side gets locked here. This side gets locked here. Now it's actually, the pins are stationary now. They're no longer floating. I'll give a last little snug up. Now I'll finish tightening the vise a little bit more. There. So now that both the pins are tightened, I put the vise a little bit more pressure. So now it holds the part. You can see that part's not coming out of this vise. So with the Rapid Flex vise, it's a great way to machine irregular shaped parts. And previously, we really had no good way of holding them. Now we have an excellent way of work holding. So now that I showed you how to hold the part in the vise with the pins staying to the shape, let's say we had 10 of these parts to machine. So if we had 10 of these parts to machine, the pins will actually, if I don't release them, they'll actually maintain the irregular shape of the part we're machining. So I'll show you. I'll open the jaws of the vise. I can remove the part, and you can see how the pins keep the shape of the part I just pulled out. So if I had to machine 10 of these parts, I could keep the pins in the same shape, not release them, put in the next part, and away I go. So that way it's easy, even for if it's a one-off part or if it's multiple parts, it's still easy to maintain and cut irregular shapes. And if you have, once you're done this part, you want to go to your next irregular shape part, it's super simple. As soon as I undo this, you can see the pins get released. Now the pins are ready for your next part. If you have any questions, let us know. Love to create content for you guys. Thanks.